Shalom Family. This is yet again your boy, Jonathan Hebrew Prince, and I'm coming to you this morning on a nice, cool, calm, and peaceful morning. For this is the day that Hawa has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. For his love, his peace, his kindness, his strength, his wisdom endures to all generations. Hallel Hawa, Hallel Hawa, Hallel Hawa. And this morning I want to first of all welcome all the new subscribers. First of all, I'm very humble that the fact that you have subscribed to my channel, the fact that you've come to get some wisdom, some knowledge, some understanding, if you will. And I'm looking forward to you also leaving comments. I'm looking forward to you as well sending me information to edify me and help me enhance my growth as well. For we are coming together and we're unifying and we're learning together so that we can enhance one another and build our nation. Also to the subscribers that's already been here, that's been rolling with me since day one, I just want to say thank you. And I ask that to all of you, if you feel these messages are worth people listening to, the substance in it is worth seeing, then I'm asking you to go ahead on and push it forth. Show it to your sons, show it to your daughters, your husband, your wives. Show it to those whom you love so that we can break the bondage of perpetual servitude mentally and spiritually so that our physical will take care of itself. So I just want to say thank you to everybody there. Also, I want to go ahead on and I want to start off getting into this real quick. Today we're going to talk about something very, very important. My sisters, I'm dealing with you again. And I'm dealing with you out of love. I'm dealing with you out of compassion. Because my sisters, we need you. The brothers need you. We're gonna put down this ego and the brothers, we're just gonna chill out for a minute and we're just gonna talk to you, my sisters. My sisters, who are you? What is your worth? What does the world know about you? What does society know about you? As I said in my last vid regarding my sisters, and I'm going to say it again today, without you, the brother, the man, we would not ever reach our fullest potential. Behind every good man is a phenomenal woman. I say again, behind every good man, I guarantee you there's a phenomenal woman. And as I told you in the last vid, I'm a testimony of that. I thought I was a pretty decent guy doing my thing and getting my education and my job and handling business. Best way I knew how. But it wasn't until I met my queen. It wasn't until I met my queen that I've become the man I am today and still growing with the help and assistance of her. So I'm telling you, sisters, you hold a lot of power. I said this in the last vid, I'm going to say it again. You hold a lot of power. You have a mystical power about you, a mystery about you that only the Most High has the key to. Only the Most High can comprehend. But my sisters, if you just tap into your inner being, if you tap into Hawa, if you tap into Him, you tap into the Most High, He can unveil to you the mystery. He can unveil to you the power that's within you. My sisters, you are more than what's been put on the television screen. You are more than a Vine video. You're more than a BET video. You're more than a YouTube Shake Your Behind video. You are more than what's right now being propagated out throughout the masses right now about you. You are so much more. And I told you in the last video, I'm going to tell you again, you are a sacred, priceless jewel. You are something that is not to be taken lightly. You are the substance of life itself. You are the incubator of life. Do not allow anybody to mistreat you or belittle you. Don't allow anybody to make you think that you're worth nothing. I don't care your size. I don't care how tall you are, how short you are. I don't care how melanated you may be. I'm telling you right now, your skin and the melanation that's found in it was given to you from the Most High Hawa. If you lack melanin and you are an albino, I'm telling you, you are made that way for a reason. And you're special. To all my sisters out there, your hair, there's so much versatility in your hair. There's so many different textures of your hair. You are the epitome of beauty. Do not let anyone belittle you. Who are you, my sisters? Why is there such an attack against you, my sisters? Why is it that you're being marginalized, my sisters? Why is it that you're being taken from your man? Why is it that society tries to drive a wedge between your king and you, my sisters, the queens? Why? What does the world know about you to where the focus is on keeping you away from me, the brother, the king? I tell you, my sisters, the unification of us, the unification of the king with his queen is a force that's unstoppable, that only the Most High can comprehend throughout the ages that has passed and the ages that will come. When you take two melanated individuals, a man and a woman, and you bring them together, you have the epitome of power. You have the epitome of life. You have the epitome of the mysteries that's found throughout the universe. For what are there most of in the universe? Is it when you look out there, especially at night? I love it. When you look out there, what do you see more of? Do you see darkness or do you see light? That melanation is very important, for without that darkness, you can't see that star. That darkness must be there to have a canvas, or to play as a canvas, if you will, so that the light may shine. I tell you again, do not ever allow anybody to degrade you because of your complexion, my sisters. Teach your daughters the worth of their bodies and their minds. There's so much to your mind. You are a warrior, my sisters. You are phenomenal, and you are greatly needed in this time. Let's look at this screen. You trying to tell me they didn't know who you were? This is the kind of history that they've kept from you. And I chose this picture because look what it says. Right here it says, an emblem of America. They didn't put a brother up there. They put a sister. Look at that sister. These fringes. Fringed up garments. Got the borders on. Right up in here. Let's read what it says. It says, an emblem of America, London. Published February the 1st, 1801. Haynes and Son. British Museum text with the etching, quote, allegorical figure shown full length, standing to left, head towel to right, wearing a leopard skin, sister wearing leopard. Museums are of course the main supports for the albino's false history. In this case, the animal skin is called a leopard skin, to imply that the figure is African or somehow associated with Africa. Actually, the headdress suggests one of the black California tribes, and the spotted animal skin could be Ocalok, California bobcat, or Canada lynx. This is in 1801, my sisters. And look at this beautiful queen. And what does this beautiful queen is not something to reckon with here. She's not one to play with, because she got her weapon in her hand and she got her ammo in her back. She not one to play with. Let's see who else we have. Who is this queen? Queen Mother Asantewaa. Okay, 1840. October 17, 1921. Look at this right here. Who was she? Was a queen mother of the Edwiso tribe of the Ashanti in what is modern Ghana. Now, why did I honestly was just looking for this morning because I kind of want to show some examples. And what do we have here? We have Ashanti. Let me show you why that's important. Because when I tell you that you are of the people of this book, my sisters and my brothers, talking to both of y'all right now, when I'm telling you that you're the people of the book and you need to know who you are, this is history. 1921 is what we're dealing with, right? Now, let's take a look at something. Let's go ahead on to the scriptures. Now, when I tell you that this is your book, or when I tell you this is your history, check this out. Now, we're dealing with this queen, right? We're dealing with this queen, my sisters. And we saw right here, Ashanti. When you go to Joshua or Yahushua, chapter 15, verse 1, it says, "And the lot of the tribe of the children of Yehuda," or as we know, Judah, "for their clans was to the border of Edom, the wilderness of Sin, southward to the extreme south." So we're dealing with who? The children of Judah. To make a long story short, let's go down to verse 42, because what we're dealing with is all the children of Judah and their inheritance. So when you go down to verse 42, I already have it highlighted waiting for you. What do you see right here? Ashan. Let's bring it down. Ashanti. Ashan. And if you saw one of my other videos, you'll know that Ashanti, the T-T-I, just means children of. And children of who? Ashan. Right there in your scriptures. So my sisters, when we're talking about this queen, we're talking about a Hebrew queen named Asantewaa. There we go. Asantewaa. This is a Hebrew queen. She was exceptionally brave fighter. I told you he was a warrior. In March 1900, raised and led an army of thousands against who? Against who? The British colonial forces in Ghana, and their efforts to subjugate Ashanti and seize the golden stool, the Ashanti nation's spiritual symbol of unity and sovereignty. And I'll put the link down so you can read the rest of that. Okay, let's keep going. I want to bring you to this one right here. Shout out to my queens in the West Indies. And you know I had to do something for the West Indies because I'm half West Indian, if you will. My mother is from Barbados. So I had to definitely do something and send a shout out to my sisters down in the Caribbean. Look at this queen. Queen Nanny. 1685 to 1755. A Jamaican national hero, was a well-known leader of the Jamaican Maroons in the 18th century. Nanny was kidnapped from Ghana, West Africa, as a child and was forced into slavery in Jamaica. Growing up, she was influenced by the Maroons and other leaders of the enslaved Africans. The Maroon people were enslaved blacks who fled the oppressive plantations and formed their own communities in Jamaica interior. Again, I'll give you this link so you can check this queen out along with some other queens that's on the page. Let's keep going. I'm going to deal with Ethiopia a little bit because what I want to show you is that you are everywhere. This is not just for the Hebrew queen right now, although I'm definitely sending this to my Hebrew queens because we're dealing with the people of the book as well. But let me tell you something. Melanation was all over the face of this earth. That's the inception, the genesis of us, of man, was dealt with melanation. Not a lack of color, but the inception and the encompassing of color. So this queen is called Candace, the Empress of Ethiopia. 332 BC. In a bid to conquer the formidable ancient Egyptian kingdom, Alexander had to first invade Ethiopia in 332 BC, but his army could not go past Ethiopia since it was being commanded by one of the most dreaded generals at that time, Empress Candace. Okay, let's go into somebody else. What else we have? I just want to show you this beautiful picture right here. This is of the Indigenous Americas, the Black Native Americans, and who we dealing with? These are actually Californians, Califians, if you will. That's who these sisters are, right here. Okay, so when I tell you that they know who you are, you just have to remember who you are, and remember your beauty, remember your strength, remember your wisdom. If you look in scripture, wisdom is personified to a woman. A woman. Wisdom is woman. Woman is wisdom. We're dealing with the woman. Again, I'm telling you from personal experience. I have 4 women in my house. I have my mother and my wife, 2 queens, and I have 2 princesses. And what they constantly drench me with is wisdom. So today I want to talk about a queen that we read about, but we gloss over a lot. And her name will be Zipporah. And we're not going to come from the traditional work of dealing with Zipporah. We're going to come from an apocryphal work that's referenced in the book of Joshua. I believe it's chapter 10. And if you read starting at verse 13 to the end, you'll find out that this book is referenced in the scriptures. So we're going to come from that book. Could I have a fundamental comprehension that if the Most High allows a book to be referenced in scripture, then I need to go read that book so that I can comprehend even fully more the event that's being taken place, so that I can get a full comprehension of that particular time and what was going on. The Most High is not going to allow his prophets and his people, his kings and his priests, to reference a book that we shouldn't read. That would make absolutely no sense, for he's not the author of confusion. So what I would like to do is I would like to start at the book of Yeshua, chapter 78. And I need you to listen, my sisters, because I'm going to tell you some good things today, and this is hopefully will empower you to dig deep and get before the Most High, pray to him to find out what mysterious power do you have inside you that needs to be unleashed to help our nation propel forward. So this is nothing more than just to give you a quick education. And to my brothers, I need you to listen as well, because we have to start treating our queens better. Okay? So now let's deal with it. We have, starting at verse 1, it says, "At that time died Baal Chenan, son of Akbor, king of Edom, and was buried in a house in the land of Edom. And after his death, the children of Esau sent to the land of Edom, and took from there a man who was in Edom, whose name was Hadad. And they made him king over them in the place of Baal Chenan, their king. And Hadad reigned over the children of Edom 48 years. And when he reigned, he resolved to fight against the children of Moab, to bring them under the power of the children of Esau as they were before. But he was not able, because the children of Moab heard this thing, and they rose up and hastened to elect a king over them from amongst their brethren. And they afterward gathered together a great people, and sent to the children of Ammon their brethren for help to fight against Hadad, king of Edom. And Hadad heard the thing which the children of Moab had done, and was greatly afraid of them, and refrained from fighting against them. In those days, Moshe, the son of Amram, in Midian, took Zipporah, the daughter of Reuel, the Midianite, for a wife. So this queen is the wife of Moshe, okay, or who we call Moses. Now remember what happened. Those of you who have maybe not read the Bible for a while, or just kind of want to bring it back to memory, remember there was a situation where Moshe was in Egypt. When he was in Egypt, he was actually going to wind up getting killed because the decree was given from Pharaoh to kill all the infants all the Hebrew infants that was 2 and under. But the mother of Moshe put him in a little basket, put him in the water, floated. The daughter of Pharaoh wound up getting Moshe, so he was able to escape that. He was raised up in Pharaoh's house, and then after that, he grows up. Fast forward a little bit. When he grows up, he commits a crime. He kills one of the Egyptians there. He flees to the wilderness, and of course, he winds up in Reuel's house. Then we bring you up to this point right here, where now he's about to take Zipporah, which is one of Reuel's daughters, as his wife. Okay, of course, there's a lot of detail there. Just go back to the book of Genesis, and I'll put the link below on what chapter that is, so that you can read that in its entirety. But now we're at the part where he's taking Zipporah as his daughter. Now this woman is extremely important, my sisters, very important. Let's look at it. And I wanted to bring this out right here. It says, and Zipporah walked in the ways of the daughters of Jacob. She was nothing short of the righteousness of Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. These are some phenomenal, important women. For out of the 12 tribes out of these women come us, the 12 tribes of Yisrael. So to be put on the same pillar with these women and say that her righteousness was nothing short of the women before her is a phenomenal statement. Stay with me, my sisters. Now let's go on. It says, and Zipporah conceived and bare a son, and he called his name Gershon, for he said, I was a stranger in a foreign land. But he circumcised not his foreskin at the command of Reuel, his father-in-law. Okay, and it says, and she conceived again, she being Zipporah, again, and bare a son, but circumcised his foreskin and called his name Eleazar. For Moshe said, because the Elohim of my fathers was my help and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. Okay, so now we see that Zipporah has given this king right here, he's given him 2 children. This is a deliverer. Okay, this is going to be our deliverer. This is our deliverer from the captivity, right? Our Savior is the Most High Hawa, but he used Moshe as a deliverer, or the instrument to deliver our people, right? And this deliverer has this wonderful woman who's counted as righteous, nothing short as righteous as the women before her, who are the pillars of, or the mothers of, the queens, if you will, the prophetess, if you will, of the nation of Israel. Let's move on to chapter 79. Now, when we get to chapter 79, let's start at verse 1. And I want you to see something very important here. And then we're going to discuss it, and then we're going to end it up. And in those days, Moshe was feeding the flock of Reuel, the Midianite, his father-in-law, beyond the wilderness of Sin, and the sticks which he took from his father-in-law was in his hand. And it came to pass one day that a kid of goats strayed from the flock, and Moshe pursued it, and it came to the mountain of Elohim to Horeb. And when he came to Horeb, the Most High appeared there unto him in the bush, and he found the bush burning with fire, but the fire had no power over the bush to consume it. We remember this. And Moshe was greatly astonished at this sight, whereas the bush was not consumed, and he approached to see this mighty thing. And the Most High said unto Moshe out of the fire, and commanded him to go down to Egypt, or Mitzrayim, to Pharaoh king of Egypt, to send the children of Israel from his service. And the Most High said unto Moshe, Go, return to Egypt, for all those men who sought thy life are dead. And thou shalt speak unto Pharaoh to send forth the children of Israel from his land. And Hawa showed him to do signs and wonders in Egypt before the eyes of Pharaoh and the eyes of his subjects, in order that they might believe that Hawa had sent him. And Moshe hearkened to all that Hawa had commanded him, and he returned to his father-in-law and told him the thing. And Reuel said to him, Go in peace. So I want you to realize that at this point he has been commissioned to be the deliverer of our people, to be used as an instrument to deliver our people from the captivity of Mitzrayim, right? He's about to save our nation from the oppression and servitude that has been going on for quite some time, right? This is a phenomenal event. But I want you to look at something. And Moshe rose up to go to Egypt, and he took his wife and sons with him. And he was at an inn in the road, right? And look what it says. And an angel, or a malach of Elohim, came down and sought an occasion against him. A malach sought an occasion against Moshe, and he wished to kill him on account of his firstborn son, because he had not circumcised him and had transgressed the covenant which Hawa had made with Abraham. For Moshe had hearkened to the words of his father-in-law, which he had spoken to him not to circumcise his firstborn son, which we read in chapter 78. Therefore he circumcised him not. Now I want you to pay attention, my sisters, because this is what I'm saying. This is when we need you to step up, and when we need you as men, we need you. Because I want you to look at where we are right now before I continue. We're at a point where Moshe has been commissioned to do a phenomenal, important deed to fulfill the mission of the Most High Hawa for the entire nation of Yisrael. Make that note in your mind right now where we are. This is after he's been commissioned to do the work. This is after he's been prepared. This is after he's been raised up now to be a better man. He's went through some got his wife, got his children. He went through some things. He's learning. He's a mature man now. Okay, to the point to where the Most High is like, okay, you are at the point now where I can use you. I couldn't use you when you was in Egypt. You had to go through some things, but now that we have years later, and now you are at this point, we can use you. I'm going to use you to free the nation. That's the point that this man is at right now. But look who had to step in and ensure that he's able to fulfill his mission. I'm going to ask you a question after this. It says, and Zipporah saw the angel of Hawa seeking an occasion against Moshe, and she knew that this thing was owing to him not having circumcised his son Gershom. And look what this phenomenal woman did. And Zipporah hastened. She quickly got up and did what she had to do, and took of the sharp rock stone that were there, and she circumcised her son and delivered her husband and her son from the hand of the angel of Hawa. My sisters, again, as I told you in the preface to this, behind every good man is a phenomenal queen, a phenomenal woman. Moshe was already commissioned to do what needed to be done, to complete and involve himself in the mission of the Most High Hawa for the deliverance of the nation of Yisrael. But what if he didn't have that woman? What if he didn't have that queen? Or what if the queen that he would have had wouldn't have been righteous? What if she would have been selfish? What if she would have been worried about the superficial things of life? What if she did not know the mysterious power that's within her? What if she was just worried about twerking, pop, locking, dropping? What if she was one who did not comprehend her self-worth? What if she was one that did not know the Most High Hawa? Then our deliverer would have been killed. And how would that have affected the nation, the entire nation? Because it took some time for Moshe to get to the point to where the Most High was willing to use him. When you go back and you look in the book of Genesis and Exodus, and you go back and you look into the book of Yashir here, and go back a few chapters, I think around 75, 76, and you look at the time it took. This was not an overnight sensation. The Most High had to work with him, grow him, mature him, grow him some more, hewn him, cut him, grow him some more, enhance his comprehension, take him from understanding to overstanding, and put them into understanding. There was a lot of process that Moshe went through to be to the point where the Most High said, I'm going to use you as the deliverer of the nation of Israel. But if that woman was not there, if that phenomenal queen was not there, if that righteous woman, virtuous woman was not there on his side, would all that have happened to Moshe up until that point been for naught? Would it have been for nothing? Would it have all been irrelevant? This queen, Zipporah, is you, my sister. This queen that we're reading about, the blood that was in her veins runs through yours. The power that she possessed to turn away the wrath of the Most High from Moshe, from taking his life. The power she possesses to do that is in you, my sister, my melanated queen. You, my sister, you are important. You are one that is needed in our nation. And we need you to stand right now, my sisters, because we need to be delivered. But how many of us, brothers, are being slain, are being destroyed, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually, sabotaged, because we don't have our queen next to our side. Our queen has been driven from us in so many regards. And this is not all, queens. There's a lot of you that are sticking close to your man. Be patient with your man. Help your man. Love your man. Cherish your man. Support your man. Don't let society drive a wedge between you and your king. Don't let society tell you that your king is worthless. Because the Most High wants to use us. But we need you right there to keep us in check. It's not about who's the leader and who's not the leader. It's about us coming together in unity. It's about us coming together to unify, so that we can be delivered from this perpetual, deplorable situation. But we need you, my sisters. We need you. You are one that only the Most High could have created. And I thank the Most High for my melanated queens. For you are the most beautiful woman that walked the face of this earth. So I hope that you, based off of this scripture, and knowing who you are and whose you are and your worth and your power, hope this edifies you today, my sisters. Know who you are. Be who you are. Walk in who you are. For you are a queen. You are a prophetess. You are a daughter of Zion. You are a daughter of the Most High Hawa, the first woman. I love you. May the Most High keep you. Shalom.